As qualifying comes to a wraps, Ransdale looking to challenge that top three. I'm not too sure what he's up on. He's dealt with a bit sliding through that rear sector. Is he going to challenge it?
He is.
He will with a provisional pole.
Wow. But now it's CGM. Can he reply? Yes, he does with a 26.3. Hughes Morgan only P6 though. As Sanity's Fall crosses the line there, 26.8. Joe in the Red Bull as well, who hasn't actually come out for another lap. Let's see what the Haas can do with Liam. Only P15 for them. We've got a few more drivers ready to cross the line. I believe that is one of the Alpines of More Leader. What can they do? Your driver across the line, only 26.4. Improves into P2, so beats Ransdell. What can the other drivers do? Tim across the line, P7. Matthew takes provisional pole with a 26.2. And it's Opawalf ALFIE. What can they do? They are another one. They are another contender for the pole lap time here. Malachi only P12. Razagamer up to the line, and they are going to start P12 themselves. What can ALFIE do? Coming into Vale and Club. Preparing for the corner. Harsh braking. Little lock up on the front left there. Through the corner. And what can they do? I don't think they're improving, are they? They crossed the line. I think that was P3 or 4 for them, maybe. They actually P2 there. Wow. The 5 red lights we go for the sprint here at the Silverstone Grand Prix. It is a V-Carbon pole, Red Bull right beside them, lights out, and away we go. And who's got the better start? And I think it has been Matthew. But CGM, round the outside of the Red Bull, already gets up into P2. And as the Red Bull finds himself with an Alpine right beside them, a V-Carb is going to try and challenge it up the inside and gets the dive quite nicely, pushes the Red Bull off a little bit as More Leader takes the inside there, as ALFIE has had a little bit of a tag there, in the back, and that has lost him down into P8. He is now trying to battle with Avi, as there's a little bit of contact with Sanity's Fall and Tim met in the midfield. 3 wide momentarily. Tim goes for a massive send and gets the move done quite nicely, but goes deep. And look at ALFIE going down the inside, going into Luffield. Does he get the move on Tim? I don't think he is going to be able to, but Razagamer as well up the inside of Sanity's Fall, gets up into P10 themselves as well. And I think going through Cop's corner, everyone is going to remain pretty much the same, as I think Sanity's Fall probably has a bit of a run on Razagamer. Razagamer covers it off quite nicely, but Razagamer is still under pressure by the Mercedes right beside them, or right behind them, but can't get anything done off that one, as I think Sanity's Fall had a slight snap there. But up at the front there, you can see Matthew has been passed by CGM there. CGM now taking the lead of the British Grand Prix sprint, as I think that was our Whiffle and More Leader going side by side there. More Leader off the track there, going into Vale, and it's going to be wheel to wheel through there. Who is going to have the better exit as we go through the second part of the corner? And I think it's just going to be our Whiffle who takes that lead, and that it completes the podium there. But More Leader already trying to challenge that as we go into Abbey, but they're just going to stay behind. Are they going to try ascend going into Village? And they are looking for that inside line, and they're going to try this in, but they've tapped, and both of them has been spun around there. More Leader actually catches that quite nicely, but our Whiffle down in P8 now. And Tim is just trying to stay on the back of that Ferrari in front. And I think our Whiffle was going side by side there with Razagamer, now pulls to the inside, and he might try to get the Red Bull as well, but isn't able to. But round the outside, going through Luffield on Razagamer, and I think he is just ahead momentarily. And our Whiffle starting his comeback already, but Razagamer is still trying to hold this round the inside, going through Woodcut into Cop's corner. One has to back out, and it is going to be Razagamer. Our Whiffle up into P8, but it gets tapped from behind. I don't know who that was from. I think that might have been from Razagamer, as Razagamer now down in P9. But like you say, 1.3 seconds separating it, and Avi might have a good run here on the Mercedes. He had a great exit out of Aintree, and down the inside he goes into Brooklands, and he is going to have a little bit of pressure there by the Mercedes, but just gets that move quite nicely.
Challenging for these moves. We may see a move here on Abbey Tyrrell from the Mercedes of Ransdale, and also for the lead as well. CGM retakes the lead, and there's a little bit of a scuffle going on into Stowe corner. Ferrari holds he's actually pit there, Abbey. Early pit. Very nice call.
That's very early though. But ALFIE there, as a load more drivers come into the pits there on lap 3, maybe to try and cover off Avi and Whiffle. ALFIE though, just behind Benjo, as the two leaders of pit as well. So Benjo will inherit the lead of the sprint race. I'll be very interested to see where the two leaders will come out of after this, after all of these pit stops. But Benjo currently still leading the race. CGM has left the grid box. Where is Matthew as well? Matthew is behind them. But Ransdell, I think, is actually caught up in that pit stop phase. CGM currently, leaving the pit lane now. As ALFIE has actually got past Benjo there. I don't know when that happened. But yeah, Matthew just behind CGM as well. Currently 8/10 behind, though. Ransdell 1.4. 19.4 seconds behind Koyi, though. So I'm sure he will catch those up. As Benjo spots the mistake by ALFIE there. ALFIE goes way deep into Beckett's. And Benjo got a lovely exit there. Or lovely apex. And Razagamer as well makes the overtake on ALFIE as well. Up into P2. So Williams with the current 1-2 now. And one goes into the pits, the other one stays out, and Hughes Morgan, Sanity's Fall, and Koyi head into the pits as well. As Koyi gets a 10-second penalty, that's not what he would have wanted. Let's see where ALFIE is. ALFIE's there, and he's exiting the pit lane. And he's going to be passed by more leader. And I think Sanity's Fall has probably tried to have a run on the Red Bull driver, but just isn't able to. And now ALFIE already trying to make a move on the Alpine round the outside. He's already gunning for these positions. He's going to be rapid on those softs as we go on to the Wellington Straight. Is he going to try send on the Alpine driver? No, he isn't, but he's getting very close. Down the inside he goes. That's a lovely shot there. Picking the right driver to go on board with. And if he can hold that, that is some excellent driving there. And the two Red Bulls now can try and box in the Alpine there with some lovely teamwork. And ALFIE round the outside of Cop's corner, and he's already up into P9 as more leader is going to try to send on Joe in the Red Bull. Red Bull goes quite deep as a result of it, but more leader trying to hold this round the outside, and if he can get that, that would have been a lovely move. And I think he has. That was a great move from the Alpine. Definitely what you want to see from one of your drivers. But Sanity's Fall already trying to just follow more leader through. But the Red Bull dives it back down the inside of more leader and into Luffield. And I think more leader is just going to lead that one. Red Bull gets another 3-second penalty. But more leader going to try for a look there as the Mercedes does go quite deep there. Is more leader going to try and hold this round the outside? No, he isn't. More leader switches to the inside for the switchback down the inside of Aintree. And is he going to be able to get this? He's going to have the DRS and I presume obviously burning the ERS. And is he going to get past the Mercedes? Yes, he is. That was some great forward thinking there from the Alpine. Gets themselves up into P10. As I think the Red Bull taps the Mercedes there. A little bit more contact. And Dylan just stays in front there.
They need to work together to try and get back in that if they've got any chance. And just up ahead, I can see ALFIE going up the inside into Stowe on Tim. Gets that move done on those fresh softs. So up to P6 now.
Oh, the mediums just maybe a little bit faster than those softs at the moment. As there's a bit of contact there with the Williams. But ALFIE regarding that is still going to dive down the inside of Aintree. Oh, gets really close to contact there. But with the DRS, is he going to be able to swoop up the inside going into Brooklands? No, he isn't. As I think Whiffle there with a good send there on Tim in the Sauber. The Sauber gets a massive snap there. Manages to catch the car though.
They've been quite good, Tim. Looking for a move on Whiffle, and just up ahead, we've got Benjo getting overtaken by that Red Bull. So that's 2 positions and 2 moves, and Whiffle still trying to defend that inside line. Tim goes a little bit wide there, still some wheel banging. He's going to go back with the switch down the inside. Gets the move done. What a class move that was.
He's kind of pushed the Sauber off there a little bit though. Because I think that's Razagamer who spun on the hangar straight. I don't know if that was due to contact. I think it might have been, judging by where he was. Was that ALFIE?
ALFIE's off.
ALFIE! What happened there?
I'm not sure. I think he got tangled up with Benjo.
Oh no, yeah, Benjo's up down in P9 as well. Oh no, that is not what he would have wanted for the sprint, but Tim goes up the inside of More Leader, gets tapped a little bit. More Leader is just going to protect that, but Benjo and Malachi going side by side now. Malachi with the DRS off Benjo. Pulls to the inside, but Benjo really trying to fight this back, but just isn't able to. Malachi still sends it down the inside, now around the outside of Luffield. Benjo is still there, but I think round the outside Malachi gets a slight snap, and he just has to concede the place to Benjo there. Now it's Matthew trying to make a move on CGM to take the lead on the very final lap. And there's only one real more overtaking opportunity, and Matthew is going to send it down the east side of the McLaren. Is he going to be able to get the move? No, he isn't. CGM holds on, and he's going to win the British Grand Prix sprint here and take the lead. Matthew is going to start in P2 for the feature race. Ransdell will then qualify in P3 with Avi in P4. Whiffle tried his best, finishes in P5, sorry, more leader starting in P6. Tim then will start in P7 with Benjo in P8. Malachi improves, I think, into P9. And Alfie with that late spin starting in P10. Here we go then for 5 red lights for the feature race. We've had the sprint. It's now time for the feature race. It's go, go, go for the British Grand Prix. And I think both two drivers have got away pretty nicely there. Benjo has already got him past Tim. Whifford has already got him past Avi. I think Avi has had a moment there, and he's already down in P14. That is a horrific start for the Ferrari. A lot of drivers going wide there, and I think Hughes Morgan has actually been tapped around there going into turn 3. Matthew already trying to battle with CGM. Round the outside he goes into Aintree, and Matthew gets the lead of the race. And as we now go down into Brooklands, and it's going to be Matthew who is in the lead. Whiffle trying to make a move on Ransdell, going down the inside of Brooklands, already trying to get past CGM as well. Took a bit of contact, and Whiffle manages to catch the car, stays in P3, but Ransdell in P4 is he's just going to try and keep with Whiffle. As Whiffle down the inside he goes of the McLaren of CGM, and I think he's got that move pretty nicely. CGM pushed off a little bit, and I think he's going to be reporting that, but side by side he goes with Ransdell. He's now going to be side by side with Whiffle, but just has to settle up behind. Ransdell in P4 with Benjo right behind them, as Avi I think has had another spin there, and I think he's actually been in contact with Sanity's Fall as well. Liam might have been caught up in that as well. Back up the front, Whiffle just trying to maintain P2. Ransdell trying to battle with CGM. CGM around the outside. Will now have the inside for Vale, but just isn't side by side enough to go for the move. Ransdell stays in P3.
This is probably one of their strongest divisions, I must say. And oh, Maz rear-ended his teammate. Everything's safe up at the front. But that's not what you want to be doing with the two teammates who are leading this race. They could create an absolute golden opportunity for these drivers to run away here. You do not want to be fighting your teammates.
CGM, though, is just going to try and get back past, but Matthew goes back around the outside of his teammates. So, yeah, like you say, these two V-Carbs trying to build a gap right now. I think that's more leader trying to make a move on the Red Bull. Round the outside he goes. I saw that late, but that was a good move there from one of your drivers.
I know you're watching the position changes at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
The top 3 are on soft, and we may see some movement. Whiffle now looking to the left-hand side. Down his teammate, Matthew. Gets that move done. CGM just sitting behind Ransdell at the current time. Oh, there's a big spin! Ransdell's round!
Oh, just seen that!
CGM's round as well!
CGM now down in P9. Yeah, CGM can't do anything at the moment, but now he has his chance to dive down the inside going into Vale, and he certainly is going to do that. On Joe, round the outside he goes. And is he going to get it going into the final club corner? Yes, he is. CGM now splitting both Red Bulls. Malachi there having a bit of a battle with more leader though. As more leader was forced off the track there, I think, a little bit by Malachi, but more leader just trying to hang in there. I honestly have to say no, because Avi had to change his wing. Whether he will get that back as Whiffle now takes the lead of the British Grand Prix once again.
Yeah, oh, there's a little bit of a tussle up the front. Sorry to interrupt, just the end of your sentence there. The two teammates, Matt had a poor exit coming out of Beckett's. He's going to squeeze Benjo up the inside. Is Benjo going to look for one? Maybe he'll look for two. Matt's still on the outside. I think he's going to cede that position. Good defending there from Matt. Still not over yet, though.
Benjo,
still looking at every possible way.
Falls to the inside. More leader tucks back into the slipstream. Is he going to try send going into Brooklands? Yes, he is. Down the inside he goes. Can he get the move on the Ferrari? He's going to have the outside for Luffield. Round the outside he goes, and he is wheel to wheel with the Ferrari. Does he get the better exit? Yes, he does. Can he get in front of the Ferrari before we go into Cops? Yes, he does. Is the Ferrari going to try and challenge it back? I don't think he will. As Matthew gets past Whipple once again before Cops. Benjo really close to these two V-Cubs. The V-Cubs now trying to box Whipple in, box Benjo in there a little bit there. And they've done that quite nicely. And More Leader holds the position off Malachi. But with that DRS, is Malachi going to be able to retake this lead? Or retake P5 going on to the straight? Whiffle gets back past his teammate, really boxing Benjo in, but Benjo is going to try to go down the inside of Whiffle as well. Can't get the inside wheel there, though. And Malachi even loses the place to Alfie as well. And More Leader trying to make a move on Tim. Down the inside he goes into Vale. Round the outside he goes. And the Sauber backs off there. More Leader up into P4. He's going to try the switchback, but just doesn't have the speed to do it. Look at More Leader. Down the inside he goes on Matthew. What a move. Matthew is still going to try and hold this round the outside, and it's going to be side by side going into Cop's corner. I don't know, right on board with More Leader for that. But he just has to back out just before the Cop's corner.
Matthew's running out of VRS here. He's going to have nothing to play with. This should be an easy overtake. We're getting dual, like we were yesterday. 2x2 overtakes. The front two and the second part of the grid still going side by side. A little bit of wheel banging between Matthew and More Leader. However, everything's still safe. Getting tapped there is Tim. Not Tim, sorry.
Your driver, More Leader.
This, at the current stage, is actually striking fear into me. It's not very often that
Matthew has a little bit of a snap. Sorry to cut in there. And Alfie breezes past. And he might try, and Tim as well, might try a look on the V-Cub as well. Down the inside into Stowe he goes. And gets the move as well. And goes into the pits as well. CGM down the inside of More Leader. This is your fight to commentate.
Yeah, the CGM, the McLaren, looking to make up some lost places from the earlier incidents. It's going to be a fairly easy overtake with that battery on. We've got a whole great view of it from Ransdell as he goes round the outside. Ransdell going a little bit deep into that corner, and he switchback moves into this corner. He's been doing it all race. Why not try it again? Doesn't get it done. Unfortunate.
And CGM gets the move on More Leader as well. So.
Maybe the next 2-3 laps where people are going to start boxing. And Matthew trying to defend off Malachi there. We can see Coyle and Hughes Morgan further down the grid having a little bit of a battle. They're still going side by side into the back. And if you can mind taking over just for a second, I'm going to invite some drivers.
With Benjo, it's Alfie looking really strong now on that medium tyre. And he's going to try to go down the inside of Whiffle there. And has he got the place? He's got a wheel there. Around the outside of the field he goes. Can he get a whole car length in front? It's still going to be wheel to wheel as you go through Woodcuts. And going into Cop's corner, a Red Bull on the outside. We saw how this transpired 3 years ago. Is it going to be the same fate? He is going to get tapped a little bit forced off, but not into the barrier like he was in 2021.
He's had 6.
Where's? Oh, right. Okay.
Yep.
Ignore me again. As CGM there gets past Matthew down the Wellington Straight. And is that a Haas round? That's Liam. We've just been speaking about him, and he's dropped it on the final corner. Going into Velvet isn't able to. CGM now, the first driver, I think, on the mediums boxing. And I think Matthew's doing the exact same thing as well. So that's the final soft tyre runner who is starting to box. Koi comes in as well.
CGM off the mediums. What's he going on to? Hards? He is.
Why?
He's going on to the hards. I don't think he knows. You can do a soft medium round here, sir. These hard tyres.
Definitely.
Probably not the ones. Matthew onto the mediums.
The CGM just throwing this race away. More Leader forced to the outside, round the outside. He's going to force to the inside for Luffield, and I think CGM just going very wide there. Gives More Leader an easy place there. Not quite warmed up. As Malachi gets past Alfie and gets past Benjo as well. And is Morley going to pull to the inside? Yes, he is. Sends one down the inside. And he just get a little bit side by side, but bumps over that sausage curb. And going into the loop, he's going to look for the switchback. Not able to, but with the overtake enabled through Aintree. And he's going to pull to the inside now. Well, obviously with the DRS, but Tim does have that DRS as well. And More Leader swoops down the inside and takes P6 off Tim.
So Malachi's going to come out probably P11 as they're fighting down into Stowe corner on my head. Anyone deciding to pull the cord early?
I thought Alfie actually was about to go in, but no, he doesn't. As still, this front pack is battling. ALFIE, down the inside he goes of Malachi. And that is Malachi now down in P3, but Malachi trying to hold this around the outside, just not able to. Ransdell 3/10 behind, and I think he might be looking for the overtake here as he goes around the outside. And that is Ransdell up into the net P lead of the race, as Whiffle regains the net lead of the race, going down the inside of the Mercedes. And I don't think it's a good idea for the Mercedes to go down the inside going into Cup's corner, as ALFIE now takes the official lead of the race. I have to say, this battle for P12 has been going on for quite some time, as Hughes Morgan there has a really good exit. And he's going to go down the inside, but Koi around the outside. Is he going to send it down the inside? No, he doesn't.
You know, come in the next 10 laps. I mean, we're going to start seeing people box here. We've got two
Malachi
drivers
going past
up at the top.
And Malachi pulls into the pit, so does Benjo. ALFIE staying out, as Ransdell as well gets past Whiffle there. So Ransdell now back in the net P1. But Whiffle trying to send it down the inside, going into Luffield. And he is going to get a wheel there. He's going to be able to get the full position, though. I don't think he is going to be able to. But will he try something into Cups? And he is getting there. He is getting there. And just backs out just before the corner. Smart move. But Whiffle just trying to get that. But I think Whiffle actually went quite wide there. That's going to allow more lead to go around the outside. Whiffle latest on the brakes. And is just going to stay in front of more leader at the moment. One of the Red Bulls separating them, as ALFIE now is trying to already battle with Razagamer. Has he got the place, though? And I think he has. ALFIE up into P10 at the moment, as Koi once again getting past Hughes Morgan, as Benjo goes down the inside of Joe. I think I literally briefly saw that as I was going through the drivers. And Benjo gets up into P8, as I think Joe had a snap there. And that's allowed ALFIE to get through. Koi and Hughes Morgan once again. Hughes Morgan down the inside going into Abbey. Gets the move done. Yeah, just too far back though. As Matthew goes down the outside of CGM. CGM just able to stay in P4 though. But 1.6, 1.7 separating himself and more leader in P3. Just trying to keep an eye on this fight, as I think there. Look at ALFIE going down the inside of the Ferrari. Gets the move, and I think he's actually going to overtake the Sauber as well. Down the inside he goes through Woodcourt. Gets a 3-second penalty though, but he gets the move.
As the top three, they're all going to go side by side down. It just go more leader on the right hand side. Does two, overtakes it. One corner, still going side by side. Matthew, stop Matthew, it's Ransdell. Hold on to P2. There's a Whiffle down the inside, holding that fairly nicely. Oh.
That was some excellent defending from Ransdell there to stay in the lead of the race. And then as ALFIE goes down the inside of Matthew. Matthew with a pretty poor turn 3 there, obviously having to make a move for ALFIE. And that was a pretty easy overtake from ALFIE. And ALFIE, can he get back within DRS range? Yes, he is. But Whiffle trying to send it down the inside of Ransdell. Does he have the wheel there? Yes, he does momentarily. But look at more leader down the inside of the V-Carb. ALFIE, look at where has he come out of? He's already on the back of this train. And he could even take the lead of the race as well. Or as I think Malachi was going side by side there with Matthew. And I think Malachi is just going to be able to get in front. But Matthew trying to go around the outside is going to be under pressure by Benjo. Just not though. But ALFIE up into P2, now back down in P3. He's trying to battle with Whiffle right now. ALFIE, the protagonist, trying to overtake these drivers. CGM down the inside he goes of more leader to try and just rub a bit more salt into the wound there of the Alpine drivers. But the more leader just trying to stay in front, and it's going to be a drag race down into turn 3. Whiffle down the inside of Ransdell. The Red Bull there trying to get a wheel there. Taps the back of the V-Carb a little bit. The V-Carb has to counter steer into that, and it's going to be 3 wide there in the background. More leader down the inside of the Red Bull. Just has to settle in P4. Finds himself in a podium place, trying to challenge for the win as more leader spots a slight mistake there from the Red Bull in front. Trying to make the move, but isn't able to. CGM is going to go around the outside of more leader. Malachi just behind them as well. Malachi goes down the inside of one. Tries to get 2, but isn't able to. Still side by side with the Ferrari and the McLaren. Both of them are serious rivals at the moment. And Malachi, round the outside, I can't think of the words. Down the inside, it goes into Club. And I think Malachi might just be able to get this. Still going to be side by side, going into Abbey. And CGM just in front going into that corner as ALFIE looking down the inside of 1, trying to make a move on 2. Down the inside he goes into Brooklands, and it's now ALFIE into the lead of the race. He does have that 3 seconds, but Whiffle trying to go around the outside of Ransdell, and he's going to be pushed off a little bit. I think Ransdell, though, is just in front, but ALFIE is just pulling away a little bit.
More leader pulls to the right hand side. Ransdell's got no battery left. He's going to get easily overtaken.
Whiffle is going to go down the inside of Ransdell, though.
There's a little bit of contact.
And it's still on for them, but it's chilled out a little bit now. But more leader under pressure by CGM. Benja going around the outside of Malachi. And if he gets that was a great move. But Malachi's been tapped off there a little bit by the other V-Carb. And that is Malachi now down in P9. Both Ferraris having an unfortunate day here at the British Grand Prix. Is CGM going to try and go down the outside? Yes, he is. Just isn't able to get the move, though. But more leader goes down the inside, hops over the curb a little bit. That might give CGM the invitation to try and send one down the inside as we go into Brooklands. And he's already going to go side by side with more leader, burning the battery. Is he going to be able to get past more leader down the inside into Brooklands? He's still going to be there on the outside. He's now going to be the person on the outside going into Luffield, and he loses the place. Look at Benjo. Benjo trying to go down the inside of the McLaren. Just isn't able to get that tyre there, though. ALFIE now onto the final straight, burning absolutely everything he has left. 2.4, 2.5. Is it going to be 2.6? No, it's coming down. Whiffle is on course to win this race. As we look up behind, more leader. No, that's Benjo. Goes down the inside of CGM. CGM, I think, is just going to be able to protect that, but they're going to go side by side into Vale. More leader trying to push to the inside, but no, he isn't. CGM going down the inside of Benjo. CGM around the outside. ALFIE wins the race on track, but Whiffle takes the lead on the start finish straight there. Ransdell now gets his podium in P3. More leader has to settle for P4. Benjo with a great P5 there, battling for the final few laps. Tim finishes in P6. CGM finishes in P7. Malachi then will finish in P8. Matthew finishing in P9. Joe in the Red Bull finishing in P10 with Hughes Morgan in P11. Razza Gamer finishing in P12 with Koi with a few 3-second penalties. So will finish in P13. Avi then will finish in P14. But can Sanity's Fall get that fastest lap? And I think all of us can actually have a slight breather now and a cup of tea at the British Grand Prix in the after party as we can finally enjoy ourselves a little bit now. Avi crosses the line in P14. Unfortunate day for him. He will actually take the fastest lap, but can Sanity's Fall steal it? No, I don't think he can. Avi will take the fastest lap of this race.